There we go. What does that mean?
It appears you are actually in love with Christ.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. I am Jay.
I am your Ms. Parker.
My turn.
So Jay now has a horrible boss story to share with you. He says he can top mine, so go for it.
I mean, no, there is no topic of bosses here. Here at KRT, we do not top bosses.
And we don't kink shame, just FYI.
All right. Let me talk about Terry Reagan. This man had articles in newspapers written about him, titled Hardly a Home. These are the kinds where you heated the place with your stove, and there was cockroaches. If you know anything about Colorado, not known for insects. It's dry as fuck, right?
And I would imagine they don't fare well in the winter.
All right. This man was found beaten half to death in one of his own apartments.
Unsatisfied tenant? That's my...
He was 68
guess.
years, 70 years old. Also
Jesus.
multi-millionaire, right? And I had to work for this guy, and literally, I'm like, why the fuck are you here? This guy he'd be working in these apartments, like building them. He was worth like $150 million.
So he was micromanaging.
So everything was like laid out, like perfectly settled. Now, to give you an idea of what people thought of this guy, I worked there for a year. Well, I mean, the job was a year. We had 300 apartments.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do all the kitchens and all that shit, right? This guy would not heat these places while we're trying to like set tile. And I don't know if you know anything about setting tile. It doesn't really work when it's like fucking freezing cold.
Yeah, you kind of need your hands to work.
Well, you kind of need water to not be freezing cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Mortar doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
So we just kept laying tile. We didn't give a fuck. We were just like, as long as he's paying us, he'll just pay us to come back and do it again. Yeah. So we just stopped complaining. And frankly, like we had it to such a science that we would do like 2.5 apartments like in less than a week, but you'd spread them out and do different parts. So it looked like,
yeah.
So what took 2.5 days, Jim and I made it look like.
I'm familiar with that trick. Yeah. With projects. Yeah.
This guy was hiring people behind us, and I would go right on their tile work. I'd be like, "What is this? Impressionist cubism or something?" I would be writing this shit on these tiles. It's like, how do you cut a tile out of the middle of a field of tile? It's like, whatever, dude. Right?
So it's like tile setters roast. It's a tile setter roasting technique or something.
This guy was dangerous to his employees. So, as a repayment, these are the kinds of things that happened on a Terry Reagan job site.
Okay. So this guy's dead, right?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. No, knowing him, he's evil, so he's probably still alive.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay.
All right. First of all, he immediately puts like 140 tons of roofing material on top of these buildings when they're rated for like 40 tons. So immediately we have to like bolster up all these interior walls.
Oh wait, say those numbers again. He put how much?
He put 140 tons of roofing material on 10 buildings that were rated for 40 tons total.
Oh Jesus.
The first $25,000 for all kinds of shit going on. You know what I mean? Just all kinds of.
That could have gotten somebody
safety
killed.
Are you kidding me?
Was that where you fell off the roof?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh God, no! I would fucking splattered. That's the roof. No, I was in the building, safe and freezing my balls off.
Okay.
So these are the kinds of things that happen on Terry Reagan job site. Jim, he gets the pool job, so he's putting on the tile. before they plaster it, he's putting all the tile on the pool walls and the jacuzzi. And I was kind of jealous because I was like, God, man, this would be a fun. You're outside, and believe it or not, being inside when you're setting tile in Colorado, these places are all insulated, but not necessarily closed, meaning doors and sliding glass windows, windows are open and shit like that. So you come in there, it'd be like 30 degrees inside this. It was like a refrigerator. People would bitch at us, like the framers would be like, man, at least you get to work inside. And we're like, fuck, at least you get to work outside. By the way, you know what? Water, you fucking keep your hands in cold water all day. But Terry Reagan didn't care. No hot water for us, motherfuckers, right? So when he finishes, the tile is all finished in the pool and they fill it up. Next day we show up and everybody's standing around the pool marveling at the beauty of this pool.
Oh. Okay, something's coming, right?
So we had these two old pickup trucks on the job site that weren't legal or anything like that, but you could drive around the job site. They were just mules. It was placed neatly in the pool. There's like 20 guys standing around the pool, just like, how do we get it out of there? Like, and we're driving in. We're like, what's everybody doing? Standing around the pool. We walk up, and I just go, like, whichever one of you beautiful fucking bastards did this.
Was it a deliberate or an accident?
Absolutely.
A deliberate.
I
love it.
They waited until the pool was done and filled. Drove that 86 Chevy Silverado right into it.
Like a rock. And it sunk like a rock, too,
This
didn't
guy,
it? On the bottom of the pool.
This guy deserved every bit of this fucking torment.
Oh, God, I love stories.
But
like
wait,
that.
there's more.
Okay. Can't wait.
He liked to lock his tools. Like, he had a lot of tools that he would let people use that he would bring in from out of state. A lot of, let's just say, lower income workers that he didn't really give a fuck about. Sometimes it'd be their tools, sometimes it'd be his tools, but they'd lock it in a garage because they had a bunch of garages, right? But it's like, if you don't lock all the motherfucking garages, guess what? You just go into the third garage, open the door, and beat your fucking way through the drywall, and all your tools are gone.
Yeah, tools are popular. People like to steal tools.
So, I'll finish on this. Somebody grabbed a Bobcat, a skid loader, like a little tiny bulldozer looking thing, right? And took it and drove it sideways, like through all the garages.
Oh my God.
Got it fucking wedged and
That
stuck,
is-
and then just left it
Oh
there.
God.
I guarantee you that motherfucker's still working there even after that. Dude. It was just, we knew, like, he was so weirdly lackadaisical about that shit. But I actually thought at one point, I'm standing there and I have a caulking gun. And I'm caulking some of my work. And I'm looking at him, and he's like talking. And I'm standing there with my caulking gun, nice sharp tip on it. And I'm thinking, like, I could just ram this into your chest and just start pumping you full of cock. And he's standing there talking to me, and this whole time it's just like, I could kill you right now. And just like the dude that drove the fucking shit through the walls and drove the truck into the pool, I wouldn't get caught.
Did you have any creative ideas of your own of things you wanted to do to him? I mean,
no, not necessarily. I just more or less hoped he would die. I mean, he was paying me a fair wage. What's funny was because these guys came to me and they were like, wait a minute, you're getting paid what?
that
And
happened
I went, don't
with
fucking say shit.
that happened with
Well,
the
guess what?
boss
They
I
all-
worked for too. And
Hey,
it
you know
turns
what?
out the men got paid a lot more.
Everybody got a $250 an hour raise because of me. So you're welcome. All you had to do was work for Terry. People sabotage that job site so bad.
Well, it's like I was saying with the rappers in the aisles, it was like, we're ripping you off and we want you to know about it.
Yeah. So yeah, people wanted him dead. And I never really cared enough. But in the end, I was like, he hated Mexicans. He was like, he was rich as hell, and he's working at, if you're rich as he is, he had these Connexes full of like Ferraris and shit. Like he has 150 super high-end cars that he just collects. And I'm like, dude, you're
I would go
71.
hang out with my cars. I'd say, you guys do your thing. I'm going to go hang out with my cars because me and my cars aren't going to have that
Dude,
much
he's involved in
longer
all
together.
kinds of fucking scams where he's like, these guys can get away with murder if they just trade properties,
Uh-huh. Right.
and they can do all kinds of fucking crazy
So who do
shit.
you think beat his ass?
I'm gonna say, I know the guy.
Okay.
Definitely know the guy.
So it was one guy who beat his ass.
no, he got his ass beat like a handful of times.
No, but I mean,
No, the guy that beat his ass on the job site, I knew that guy.
okay. But you said that he got beaten like really bad, like within an inch. of his
Pistol
life.
whipped. And
Oh.
the guy, somebody was like, I'm gonna fucking blow your brains out. Left him for dead. But Terry Reagan can't kill a good slumlord.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like
they're
they're
cockroaches.
like cockroaches. So yeah.
Squash them and squash them.
All right, your fucking weirdo ass boss versus mine that was like risked people's lives.
I have a PS. Can I give a quick PS? A quick follow-up epilogue. About a year after I left the company, I got a phone call from my ex-boyfriend, Edric, who has
Don't say it. Don't
left
worry.
us
Forever in our hearts.
forever in our hearts. He called
And
me
some other places.
and told me that the doors had been kicked in. They were held at They were held at gunpoint by the what
Wow.
turned out to be the Department of the Treasury.
Oh, Secret Service, huh?
No, Treasury.
Well, I mean, that's also
Okay, so they came in, they had everyone at gunpoint, everyone's standing there with their hands up, and some guy comes through and says, all right, who's in charge here? Where's the boss? And everyone just is like pointed right to the guy's office. It was like no loyalty whatsoever. They're like, he's right in there. And he ended up getting fined like $2 million for tax evasion.
future shitty bosses. Cover your asses.
And it was an
motherfucker.
ex-employee that dropped dime on him that he was laundering money and evading taxes. I don't think they got him on the laundering, but they got him on the tax evasion.
Well, of course, just like a Capone. That was Capone, right? That was
Yeah.
when you,
Yeah.
You were
Then he died of
you were in
syphilis.
college, right? Did he get that from you?
No, I was in the old folks' home. That was before I ran out of the
Wow.
blood of virgins. Hey, anybody know any virgins? I kind of need a bath.
Unlikely in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, it's true.
Find me a toddler.
Holly Hunter, deep cut.
All right, you guys. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
We'll be back with a fifth segment. We have a Florida man, a birthday Florida man edition that is over the top, even for a Florida man. It's a headline that just has it all. And it's dedicated to awesome Julia of the Valley.
Yeah.
Because this happened on her birthday.
Shit. Here we go.
Do we want to end it now and come back, or do we want to?
Yeah,
just...
we're gonna come
Yeah,
back.
okay, we'll
I mean,
come
we're
right
only
back.
13 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
We got to keep them thirsty.
Yeah.
No, you guys, we try to keep it, but it's hard to keep it down to 15 minutes when you have chatty Cathy like me. You know.
And the great interrupter. Oh, that's also him.
I am. Also.
But I still love you.
Oh, one can only be so lucky.
That there's my girl. Anyone has sex with my sister, it's going to be me.
That's a teaser for the next segment.
We'll be back in a moment. I'm Budget Dog.
I am your Miss Parker.
This is Nothing Yet Live.